Users or
I
producers?
would stand up, except I could get thrown off the internet
Again.
again. I'm wearing my podcasting pants, which means underwear.
Nothing. Hey, I got a lot of those coupons at this point. Problem is, I never go out to use them. So, I mean, like, what are you going to do with expired fast food coupons?
Hell yeah.
And he's not shooting USPSA. Nothing. That
Come
that uh,
on.
that awkward pause was the nothing. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, in Utah, if you need to murder somebody, make sure you do it in West Valley because statistically, I think you have a better chance of getting away with it at this point. Was it was it fatal? I'll have no. I called everybody in the ward, and we all had a ward fast so that you would have COVID. And God works in mysterious ways, but by gosh, you did. You
Way to go.
lucky
Way to be.
bastard.
You were the archetypal vaccine hesitant person that just became a breeding ground for more variants. Thanks a lot, Nelson. Well, they do quite a bit against the Delta variant. Even the Pfizer, which is one of the worst against the Delta variant, is still like 40% effective, and it's 100% effective against getting hospitalized. So you probably wouldn't have got sick at all.
It's 100% effective until somebody actually does go to the hospital. But still, statistically speaking, I mean, until you get in the upper echelons of your life, I mean, the odds of going to the hospital are still quite rare.
Right, but he probably wouldn't have got sick at all. How much work did you miss?
I I don't think he's missing any work.
Yeah, so the impact of the economy. Right.
I think Joe Biden has impacted the economy more than Tom has at this point. What does PCR test mean anyway? People's
Polymerase
Communist
chain
Republic.
reactor or
I don't
something.
know. Wait, is that the gain of function research that Fauci did? Oh, no, like seriously, it's different, right? Okay. Oh, so pretty.
So, wow.
If I show up, can I get the COVID while I get my holster? Damn it. Ah, crap.
Nice.
Oh, what a deal. Yeah, I stopped at there was a pawn shop I stopped in yesterday. It was close to a Harbor Freight. I had to stop by, and so I walked in there. They have their little ammo section. They have a box of Thunderbolt, selling it for a very low price of $50 for 500. I'm like, well done, sir. Yeah, really helping shooters out. Having said that, I could actually make a really good amount of money if I just sold all the Thunderbolts that I have at this point.
They're selling for 8 cents a primer. God damn.
Wow. Here's the problem is there's a part of me that wants to be like, damn that company and they can go to hell for price gouging. But then there's the other part of me that's like, you know what? If they didn't put those prices in place, there'd be nothing left. And so now you're at least you're getting them to the people who are like, okay, I actually really need these primers. And as much as I hate spending that much for it, okay, fine, I'll do it. But man, that's a hard row to hoe because you're just like man, that's a lot of money for a primer.
Well, that's quite a price signal to bring new people into the market or bring more imports or something. That's a
Right. Well, I mean, it to me, it almost feels like it's more of the calm before the storm. Because I mean, if Biden's anti-gun pick for the ATF gets in, and I don't know if he is or not, but that Biden is. I mean, that dude's so effing. He's gone. If the second they do a cognitive test on that guy, they're going to kick his ass out under the 25th. But regardless, he's pushing all these crazy gun laws. Like he's like, people shouldn't have 9 millimeters now. It's like I'm like, yeah. And between him and David, I'm a child predator Chipman. Uh, yeah, I'm not exactly optimistic for the state of the gun world right now. Oh, the Supreme Court case is coming through. I don't trust anything government anymore. I mean, you'd like to think they'd win that one, but I mean, I don't trust anything that the government sticks its hands into anymore. Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be totally nice. I shot, well, in the past 2 weeks. We got the indoor matches going again, and they're fun. I quite enjoy those. It's a lot easier when Kenny comes out because I don't always have to be the one who comes up with the stage design, which is surprisingly the hardest part running the indoor match, and so Kenny helps out, and so does Dirk. Dirk is always there, and that makes the matches a lot more fun. So I think we'll start doing those a lot more with the summer heat kind of kicking up, and they're fun. I got my optics already all set up for shooting Area 3, which I'm leaving for on Wednesday, and we're going to shoot all of it on Friday. So if you guys happen to, if anybody who actually listens to this show, I know it's not my mom anymore because she's dead, but if anybody still listens to this show, and it happens to be there, come say hello. I think that'd be fun. But yeah, no, it's I think there's 12 or 13. It's pretty easy. It's not that hard to do.
How hot's it gonna be? Like 110?
The weather tracker said like 90 and like 80% humidity or something like that. So it's not too bad.
I've never shot that match that it wasn't just horrible fucking weather.
Wow. Okay. Well, I shoot the best matches I've ever shot in triple digits. So as long as the dust isn't blowing on me, I don't much care.
Well, that's true. Triple digits for you is still a little chilly. So.
Hey, well, I mean, I am wearing like a long sleeve shirt right now because it's cold. So. Yeah, but the flip side of that though is that you get hot and you stay hot. You never walk away and like cool all down. You just go from start to finish. Now, how many people? I mean, like they're like, oh yeah, it's a mandatory lunch break, and I'm like, no, I'm actually warmed up. I want to keep shooting. Let us keep going. No, you got to go wait for an hour and a half so that everybody can get in line at the Roach Coach and get something to eat. No, let's just shoot. Let's keep shooting. Get this thing over with. Get us the heck out of here. We'll go meet at the Texas Roadhouse or whatever, and we'll have a great time after we're done. But let us shoot and get this thing over with. Shooting everything in one day is by far the best way to shoot. I prefer it every single day of the week.
I don't know. I tend to trash those, like Utah State, where we show up and we shoot all 12 stages, and there's like 5 people on the squad. So you're either shooting, you're loading your mags, you're running someone, or you're taping. You never get to watch someone shoot it really, unless you're the RO. Anyway, those days are work.
I like them. I mean, it is a lot more work for Utah State. I totally understand that. That match, honestly, for me is I'm donating my time to the match director. And the fact that they're letting me shoot it is just an excuse for me to go out and just shoot a bunch of stages. I know that I'm not going to have a great match.
Yeah. And that's what I've resigned myself to, the same exact fact. I'm like, look, I'm just going to go have fun and shoot with Robert all day Friday. And I'm going to go first 4 times during the day. And when they say you get a 5-minute walkthrough, like sometimes you actually do, and usually you don't. So,
and every once in a while you get a 20-minute walkthrough because you're trying to figure out how to shoot the stage. But no, I mean, I think anybody who shoots on staff day and stuff like that, you just expect. I mean, you're going to take a 10% hit on your match, but you don't do it. You don't do it because you're going in there and you're trying to win everything outright. You do it because it's you giving back to the game.
You're there to help the match. You're going to
absolutely.
It. Yeah.
I mean, there's a billion games that we're going to play over the course of our careers, and you may as well throw a few back to the home club that spends all of its time trying to like put something on the ground for you in the first place.
Agreed.
Yeah. I shot the indoor match. That was about it. And then been preparing to go pretend to be a rifle shooter Tuesday.
Pew pew.
Yeah. No, 6.5 Creedmoor. Yeah.
Did you get your parts ordered for your STIs?
No, still have not done that.
You need a barrel and a sight, right?
Yeah, the sight's here. I haven't got the barrel yet.
I don't know. I think
come in or what?
I think Kenny's officially piecing out. I mean, all of his money now is going to go into that rifle.
No. I will say shooting the 34 is fun again. I miss shooting carry optics. It's, I don't know.
It is fun to shoot.
There's no thinking about it to me. Just
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so I finally did pull the trigger and got the Leupold Delta Point Pro, the 6-minute one. Robert talked me through it, gave me some confidence that I was getting the latest generation and everything. I put it on, took it up the mountain. For those watching the video, I managed to shoot. Oh, God damn it! Oh, that's not gonna sound good on the audio. I managed to shoot.
I'm not editing that.
I managed to shoot like a half-inch group and I knew I wanked one shot. So with like 4 clean trigger presses, I got like a half-inch group, and then I opened up to 2 inches with my 5th shot. Then I shot a couple standing groups. I shot a nice one kind of surrounding the bullseye, and then of course I shot the low and left one, and then all the groups after that I'm not going to show you because they just got progressively worse and worse. Worse. Yeah.
So I'm a proponent of standing while zeroing a gun. I shoot it freestyle. Steve, you're a rested shooter kind of guy.
Well, I rest it, but then I stand up and I confirm that it doesn't move too much because, as we all know, sometimes just the interaction of the ground and the gun and however you're resting it can make the impact a little different. So I agree with you that your final shots should be standing freestyle. Good trigger presses, clean trigger presses.
Right.
So, but yeah, I haven't fired it at a match yet. Hopefully, I think I'll get to shoot it at LTD next week. So I'll have one match in. Oh, wait, is LTD next week or is it a 5th? Oh,
I think it's 5th Sunday.
Gosh, dang it! I may have no match experience before I shoot this against Tom at the Super Shoot.
Tom might not have a gun, so
just go shoot. Come in the backyard.
Does LTD do a fifth Saturday steal? Maybe I'll go shoot that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to go do that. I also loaded up every last 9mm bullet I have in the house. I put together about 2,800 rounds over the last, 10 days. I do 400 or 500 rounds a day, but it's all done. Now my bullets are all gone. They've all been casified and primerized and powderized. I'm open for suggestions if you guys have any on where to find component bullets.
Yeah, I'll send you some information after we're done.
The other question I have for you guys is, so I've letting other people play with this, they've fingerprinted it up, my dot here. What's the best way to clean this and not harm it? How do you guys clean your dots?
Oh, I put blue tape over the front of it, and then I never have to clean it. I'm serious.
I use the same wax I use for my glasses. That's
okay.
Go by Rain-X. You can buy they have Rain-X spray on, spray off. Get yourself a good. I don't know what they call those kind of towels, but the really good no linty towels or whatever.
Microfiber towels.
Microfiber, yeah. I keep a bottle of
rubbing alcohol on them, or is that?
No, I just spray the Rain-X on there. It works really well. It's the same stuff I use for my glasses. It keeps the fog down, and it cleans the optic off.
Okay. Yeah, but it's coated with something. I don't know that I want to put vinegar on it unless Leupold says put vinegar on it.
If honestly, if vinegar destroys the glass, then you have substantially larger issues on an optic that is supposed to survive environmental conditions.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, fair enough.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I've never been worried about it. That's what I thought. Is if whatever you use to clean the glass ruins it, then there's other problems.
Yeah. Yemen, I mean, when we were in Florida, Yemen convinced me to try the Rain-X stuff, because you can spray it on. I have a little bottle with a little spray ball I bring to the matches. I spray it on the thing, preferably inside the safe area, and it works fine. The nicest thing about it, honestly, more than anything, is just the fact that, because it's that Rain-X, it has that anti-fog stuff, which I know isn't a big deal for these optics, but I use it on my sunglasses or my shooting glasses as well. And so,
Sweet.
like in Nebraska and places like that, you're really going to use it.
Oh, get me some. Is this just the automotive department Rain X, or is this a glasses?
No, when we bought it, we found it at Lowe's. So I'm sure it's at any kind of standard place that sells a Rain-X stuff. I suspect, yeah, any one of those places are going to have it.
Yeah, yeah. And I've been.
The one thing you probably want to keep though with it is, have a couple of those little cotton swabs, because they do get into the corners a little bit better than just a standard
Oh yeah, yeah. In your
cloth.
finger. Yeah, then a cloth over your finger. And I've been dry firing with it and practicing with it and trying to make sure I can pick up the dot. And I can tell it's getting better because at first you can't find it at all, and the dot's always high, and you got to point the gun down low. And now, like I'd say, like 80% of the time, I pick it up and draw to a light switch. Like there's the dot. Like I found it. So I'm learning, even though I haven't shot it at a match.
Yeah, put a piece of blue tape over it. You'll and then do it that way. You'll learn faster.
Really?
I'm serious. You really will.
Why is that?
Because it forces you to be target focused, and you're not spending your whole time trying to look for a dot. It's just
Oh, okay.
it
Well, I
just
should be
works. I don't know
thinking
why.
target, 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 not look for the dot.
You should never look for the dot.
Okay.
You should never look for the dot. If you want to do a cheater, one thing you could do is, you know where your front sight is, and then on the back of your delta point, if you take like a little bit of like gold paint or like white paint or something like that, and you just make a little tiny mark on the back of it, right at the center line of where that front sight is, that will, you can, a lot of times when you present the gun, that if you, I know we always say don't fish it in, but sometimes if you have that little indicator, you can then take the front sight and you can basically, you push it out and you drop it into place. It's a cheating way to do it, but it does work. And it's a good, I found it really helpful when I was trying to learn how to do like strong hand, weak hand manipulations.
Cool.
And then the other thing, is you want to spend a lot of time, like obviously take the bullets out of the gun, but go and pie a corner, like a really hard corner, because as soon as you
Oh,
go and you try and like shoot around a corner like a barricade or something like that, if your
you can't see
support
it. You
hand,
can't find anything. Yeah.
yeah, if your
Oh,
support
or
hand,
especially if you have to break your wrists like we do sometimes, that's probably the dot just
that's
disappears.
yeah, so it makes a big difference. Just dumb
Okay.
things. I mean, Kenny probably thinks everything I'm saying is full of crap because he's like a GM and I'm like nobody. But
No,
that's my
sounds great to me.
that's my opinion on some of that stuff. I will say though, the SRO, um, it is a lot harder to lose that dot. I mean, just that big. Yeah, I love the Delta Point. I think it's fantastic. But I because they don't have a plate for it. I mean, I bought the SRO, but you can't deny that SRO is it's a good optic. They did themselves a good job, and so ooh, pink thong. Mm. Really? That's why they use it in BDSM. From Ron Davison. Any tips for shooting a two-gun match for the first time? Pistol, rifle, USPSA rules. Don't. I mean, no, it's. I have no idea. Well, yeah, and you don't have to shoot a shotgun, and shotguns are dumb.
I'd say my biggest piece of advice is go do it right now. Don't wait. Don't wait till you're quote unquote ready. Just go do it. You'll figure out very quickly what else. And you won't figure it out very quickly unless you go do it.
Let's see. Also from Ron, what's your preferred mount plate? The RMR footprint for a Shadow 2 optics ready. Well, there are two. There's the ones that CZ provides, and then there's the ones that come from chpws.com. I've got both of them. Between the two of them, I think they're both equally good, but where the CHPWS, I would like to know what that actually stands for. But where that one actually pulls ahead a little bit over the CZ platform is that the rear of the CHPWS, the chippies, I guess we're going to call it that, it actually has dovetail mounts. And so and it's say, I mean, you don't have to actually put iron sights on there, but where they provide it, it's actually kind of nice. And so I mean, you can't really see. I don't know how we can see this in the view, but so let's see. That's the CZ one. It doesn't have a plate there, but right there, the CHPWS actually extends their plate all the way back. And by doing that, you could actually put backup iron sights. Now, I mean, as John Batista will always tell you, if you're needing iron sights, you're so far behind the power curve that you may as well quit and go home and shoot IDPA. But there is something to be said about having backup iron sights. If you needed them, if you ever wanted to shoot like weekend only, or if you're still trying to learn. I know Dave Blanton ran them for a long time. They come on the Berettas, and I actually quite like them on the Berettas, and so I don't see them necessarily as a bad thing. They do take a bit of your vision, but if you're actually looking at I mean, he is right. If you're looking at the iron sights, then something went wrong. So all things being equal, I'm gonna probably say I actually tend to prefer the CHPWS plate just because it offers that. And actually, the big thing more than anything, it's actually in stock. For some reason, CZ, I mean, known only to God Himself, they don't actually ship the plates. Why would you sell an optics ready gun without the plates? I don't know. Yeah, that are no longer in stock. Yeah, no, I mean Glock, Canik, all these other companies have figured out how to produce a gun and give you a plate that actually works. I mean, Jay Bill, he's running just the stock plates that come on his Glock, and he says they run fantastic. So it's just like, come on, dudes, it's not that hard to solve this thing. You should ship these things with the plates. But since they don't, you're either buying a plate out of Estonia, like literally, or you're buying it from the CHPWS place, and I think for what you get, I think it's fantastic. They give you everything you need to mount the SRO or the RMR or the Holosun because it's obviously all the same footprint. It works great. I like it. Yeah, it's one of those just weird things in life I don't understand. But let's see, from Dirk Hopkins, if you had the opportunity and the money to purchase a 2011 9mm with an optic, would you run that in open minor?
No, but Dirk's been talking about a 9mm 2011 for so long. Just do it, Dirk. You don't need anybody else to justify it for you. Just
Well, why not, Dirk? I mean, it's not like you or me or we're not going to nationals. We're probably not going to win our division in Utah State either. So let's have fun. Let's shoot what we want to shoot.
Well, I mean, Doug Dowski did make the rather appropriate comment. Dirk, you'll be ahead of the curve. That will be carry optics in 2024. So, maybe he's just a
Right.
thought leader.
no.
I if Hopkins gets in, he's going to be great. I thoroughly believe that. But I can't help but think, as with most organizations and most things in life, people have a very ignorant idea of what actually happens in large organizations and how much power the person at the top actually has, or I should say, doesn't really have. Hmm. Well, hopefully you get a board of directors that is made up of active competitors. And I mean, I'm not going to say one bad thing about any of the board of directors. That's not my place. But there is something to be said about having a person in charge, or at least a part of the decision-making body that is an active competitor and is still showing up at matches and trying to do well, as opposed to somebody who essentially is in the twilight of their career. There's a lot of good people who are older and they've kind of phased themselves out of the shooting aspect, but they're still good board members, and so I won't say anything bad about them. But you can't deny that there is value in having people that have, their nose to the ground of what I almost said IDPA, what USPSA actually is. Yeah, but what do you do? I mean, the past president f's everything up, so you now have a mandate from. I just dropped all my stuff. You have a mandate from all of the masses, the people in the entire organization. They're like, yeah, you guys f this entire thing up. We want somebody to fix it. But then you essentially put a caretaker president in place who all he's going to do is just kind of just manage the organization. Well, no, we want to go back to the 2014 rule book, whatever. I don't just throwing a number out there. Yeah. I think that the board and its membership should be allowed to make changes. I think that's a very positive thing. I think where the board really got into trouble, to be honest, was when they when they changed the bylaws to allow them to make changes like immediately, as opposed to having to push it towards the membership. Oh, I absolutely do. I mean, my credit card doesn't like it when I'm like, oh, I can put more weight into this gun. Done and done. Let's see here. From Alex Manfield, he has a couple. How long until the Foley thing is taken care of? And then how badly does it speak of a match director of a level 2 section match when they just steal all the stages from different major matches? So Foley. How long till Foley's gone? Think so?
Yeah.
That
At the end of his term, or is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I will say this, if Foley survives till the end of the term, then one of two things happened. He either Tony Cowden the board of directors and basically said, I will sue every single one of you people and cost the organization, that much more money than what already happened with Kim. Or the board of directors is just feckless and they refuse to
What's
do
feckless?
anything. And so that's how I look at it. Well, here's what you have to do. Okay, if Foley doesn't go, then you should just go out to any major match and you should do the jankiest, most disreputable thing you ever could. And then what's going to happen is the organization is going to come through and say, we're going to revoke your membership. All you then have to do is threaten to sue every single one of them personally, and they'll just be like, yeah, have a nice day, Mr. Cowden. I mean, Mr. Wyatt. I'm just saying that's literally what will happen because they will show that they have no authority to do anything. Well, they didn't do anything for Cowden. They rolled over and they showed their belly. They didn't do anything, and I understand why. And I don't think the board of directors are a bunch of bad people. I really don't. I think they're all doing the best they can with what they got. But this, I mean, especially considering that, I mean, to be on the board of directors, it's a volunteer position, and so when somebody threatens to sue you personally, well, now you have this financial thing that you're dealing with on a volunteer sport, you're going to have to go and shell out $10,000-$20,000 to defend yourself against what is ultimately a frivolous lawsuit. And that's how you win. I mean, that's how lawsuits all win. You just hope that the other guy cashes in his chips before you do, and then you take the pot. And I mean, whether Foley did it or not, I think the board of directors, as far as everything I understand, I think the board of directors is doing the smart thing where they're going through and they're actively trying to they're doing an investigation. And if Brian Connolly is to be believed, then stuff was said, and that stuff was pretty disreputable, which speaks directly to the membership and his ability to continue with that membership. And he's the president of the organization. He should never be even in a position to be doing that sort of thing. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's all fake every time. Please, Mr. Foley, stop beating your wife. Oh, no, really, we mean it. Stop beating your wife. No. Seriously. Stop beating her now. We really mean it. Look, we're serious. Yeah, if they don't bump him out, they will never get rid of him. Yeah, I mean, let's just keep it all straight up. If Foley did the things that he says that everybody and the accusations say he did, he deserves to be gone. Period.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. But what about the major match director stealing the level 2? How bad is it to speak of a major match director when they just steal all of the stages from a different match?
I mean, if it's a good match, if he's stealing good stages and putting on a good match, I say game on, good sir. Thank you.
I'm in the same boat. I kind of agree. I mean, if they're really good stages, why not do? I mean, basically, you're doing the best of the best. That'd be cool.
I've
Meh. Yeah. Also from Alex, I currently load 4 grains of tight group behind 125 grain round nose blue bullet, getting 139.1 power factor. Is that too much? Should I back it off? I like the impulse, and I know I won't be JJ'd on poppers.
If you like it, leave it alone.
If you like it, shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and chronoed my loads going into Area 3, and they're 100 and what was it? They're 140 power factor. So I'm not changing them. I've been running them all year and all last year. The nice thing about it is I know how the gun shoots. It's accurate with that load setup, and I know that if I hit a piece of steel properly, it's going down.
And you won't have those 1 in 1,000 malfunctions where when you dance with the devil on the low end, every now and then you just get, why didn't that work? Well, I don't know, but you're running right at the bottom end of the loads that will run your gun, and you just have some weird stuff that happens now and then.
Yeah, I mean, I know why people do it, but the longer or the more I've gotten into shooting, I've just found that just playing that power factor game, I just don't find value in trying to chase the bottom of power factor. The gun, I mean, I've got those bullets. They're accurate as I can want them to be, and I know how to shoot it. And it's only a 9mm, so why not just run it? If you like it, I say just do it.
It's a 56 ounce 9mm, no less.
Yeah. That's in this gun. The gun that's been running them all year is actually my stock Shadow. So I run that in every single. I've just never changed. It just works. I mean, whether it's the Beretta that I've enjoyed shooting. Gosh, I love shooting that Beretta. The Berettas, the Shadows. It doesn't matter. I just like it because it works, and I haven't had to change anything in it. So if you want to, I say do whatever makes you happy. It's just a game, and nobody's going to take home the Mary Kay pink Cadillac. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, from Ryan. I know Kenny Platt and David Blanton have been playing around a bit with lights. Have you guys done any experimentation yet? And yes, I use that word intentionally.
Like whether you should have the light on or the light off.
I know if you use Kevin Isaac's tungsten weights in a TLR1 with a shadow, the first generation shadow, the gun runs like an open gun. It's the dot doesn't move. It's the craziest thing in the world, but that dot does not move. I actually like the lights on I have my Glock 19 that I just keep. It's kind of my bedside gun or whatever, and I've got a light on it. I quite like it. I think it works exceptionally well. That's the TLR1HL. It's a fantastic that, or else the Surefire X300, I think.
No, stay the hell out of limited.
Oh, you're not shooting limited anymore anyway. What do you care?
Fair enough, because nobody's in it. That's why.
That's why you haven't ordered that barrel.
Go look at the arm results. There was one person shooting limited.
Wasn't that the funniest thing? I was like, holy moly, that was crazy. I mean,
It's
and
the same
there's
problem with lights. People are too big of pussies to really grip a gun no more, so they don't want to shoot limited. And they're also too big of pussies to shoot 125 power factor with a 60-ounce gun.
That's right. I shoot 140 power factor with a 60-ounce gun.
I wake up and I'm like, that's how it was intended. A light ass gun. No weight. No.
I just don't. I don't even care anymore. I am so far past the point where how like all that match placement and everything. Like this year, I'm gonna show up to matches. I'm gonna hang out with my buddies, and we're gonna have a good time. And that's what I'm going with, because I'm so busy at work. I do not even care. If you want to run a 60-ounce gun or if you want to run a Glock 26, I think that is awesome, and I think you should do whatever makes you happy, because there are people that show up to matches with a light on their gun. There's people that show up with a Glock 26, and at the end of the day, nobody cares.
Yeah, buddy. So I did shoot a Glock 34 with a TLR-1 with Kevin's batteries in it, and it was God damn it, it's heavy. It was interesting, but I'll tell you, at 10 yards, I can't actually pull the trigger fast enough for it to mean any difference at 10 yards. Maybe somebody could split faster than me, it would mean something, but I can't actually pull the trigger fast enough for my group to change.
Yeah. We have a few. We'll go real quick. What walkout songs for those going to Area 3? Well, this is me, and so it will be Taylor Swift, and it will be Wildest Dreams. So if I happen to be lucky enough to actually call for that, I guarantee you she will be playing. From Lex Kanishi, sandbagging, is it really a thing?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody in D class.
Hey, Clay Grover's a sandbagger. Look what he did in Colorado. A class, and only person that beat him was Charlie.
Yeah, but we like Clay, so it's okay.
He's still a sandbagger. I can like somebody and still tell him they're a sandbagger.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Sandbagging. Okay, so like you get out of sandbagging by doing one of two things. You either match place out of it, or you classify out of it. Those are the only two ways to really get out of it.
Yeah.
No, but that's kind of where the gray area starts to show up, right? So, I mean, so Lex asked this question, right? He shoots carry optics, and he does pretty darn well in the overall match, but he shows up to a classifier, and it's either a pretty shot out one, so it's hard to get a higher score, or else he just craps it up. I mean, that happens to everybody. It doesn't go. But so he's like a C class carry optics, but he's not C class. He's much better than that. He just he can never seem he doesn't shoot major matches because his work life it just doesn't work for it. So he can't match place his way out of that. And if he's continuously just cocking up the classifiers, then at a certain point it's like, okay, well, he's clearly sandbagging. I don't know.
No,
I don't think there's
sandbagging is
any
people that
sandbagging.
intentionally mess up classifiers.
Yeah, I
People
don't
that
think there's any
intentionally go
sandbagging
slow on
involved.
them or...
No, but people will make that claim. That's the
Oh.
gray area that I'm talking about. People will say, "Oh, well, you're just a sandbagger." No, these are the reasons why I'm not. It just the classifiers haven't fallen for me, and it happens.
Yeah.
There's people that intentionally do it, and that is what it is. But I don't know. I'm telling you, that's why all we have to do, we just have to sunset all the classifiers. After 10 years, they're gone. You can no longer shoot them for score. We all have to have brand new classifiers, and they just constantly just keep getting worked their way out of the system.
Well, that's not a bad idea to have a rolling wipe. Every classifier has like a 5-year lifespan, and that way they're just kind of always new ones coming in, always old ones going out. That's pretty good thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what if you did this? What if instead of rolling out the classifiers, you just rolled out the scores that determine the high hit factor? What if those expired after, after 5 years from the date they were shot? If you're one of those 10 that's part of the high hit factor calculation, that score just disappears out of the calc. No, you lose the you.
Why
Let's
don't
say
why don't you
Kenny
why don't you
shoots
just
Kenny
why don't
shoots
you
one
just
that becomes one of the 10 high hit factor. 5 years from the day he shoots it, it just is no longer there as part of determining the high hit factor.
so then that would then say that you can now go down in a classifier.
Mhm.
If that's the
Yeah,
case,
I mean, I haven't thought about all the ramifications.
no, but it's an interesting question you have, because I mean that would say, why don't we just make every single classifier count? It would. I mean, I think that would tend to solve a lot of the grand bagging, sandbagging, because I mean, if people would not, if you made every single one of them count, then people would not want to just tank every single local match they ever went to in the world. But if they shoot, no, I understand that. But if you force that every single one of them, I mean, how many classifiers have you shot over your career? Okay, you're gonna have to tank a lot of stuff to drive those numbers down. And then every single major match above a level one, they all factor into your classification of who you are. I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a lot of problems, but I do think we should get rid of the classifiers after a certain period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think there's anything terribly wrong with classifying system that we have. It's not bad.
All right, last two questions really quick. Any feedback on starting reloading? Any info on what's needed or recommended? I'll be loading 6.5 millimeter rifle and larger. I'm looking for a Lyman brass. I'll be looking at getting a Lyman Brass Smith All-American 8-station turret press. By the way, Kenny, you should come get that the trimmer station that I have. And he says no, he won't be getting a Loadmaster. And then from Rob Moreno, what are your favorite loads for a 45 single stack? I have 200 grain round nose extreme plated bullets, and for powder I have tight group. I think Tommy, you have all of that set up.
Tom's got a good minor load.
Yeah, whatever he tells you, go up at least 3/10.
So so Rob, go invest in a chrono.
Yeah.
Kenny on the rifle.
I'm still trying to figure that out, so I don't know. I bought the Hornady lock and load kit, started there, and started upgrading on stuff that I thought was poor.
Oh, the micrometer?
Oh no,
The Unique Tech micrometer?
That's Unique Tech. That's the one. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, to be really honest with you, if you are getting into reloading, everybody says get this press, that, or whether get a chronograph. That's actually the single most important thing you can get, especially when you're dealing with rifle. And it's $100. It's like that's nothing.
Yeah.
Those aren't $100.
Those
No.
are not $100. All right, then. That's all of them.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Good night, everybody.
Toot toot.